Good morning, podcast listeners. You are watching Going On Daily. I am Becky here with Captain Ron. Good morning.
Yes. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thanks. Unexpected to see Captain Ron
Yup.
today.
Got
Um,
some technical difficulties with Ira trying to make his
so,
debut.
yeah, we have got a
Um,
brand new host named Ira. We're very excited about that. He brings a lot of experience to the show. Except, we have our technical difficulties here now and then, unfortunately. It usually seems to be with new hosts. Although I gotta say, I've been here just as long as you, and I get them pretty often as well. So
yeah, I mean, I love I love the people that we have. We
yes,
just hopefully, get everybody together and in
hmm
sync and up and running properly and
hmm
so then I wouldn't have to make surprise appearances. Although there are times where I lose connection and then I make a surprise appearance anyway.
yeah. Remember that? Yeah, that's right. Just in your background, hopefully not doing anything weird. Remember that day you had that? What was it? Tornadoes or something in the
Yep,
summer,
yep, that was a
and
good
you had
day.
no internet.
Yep,
You
that
performing
was
from a
fun.
cafe towns away. Yeah.
Yeah, I've
So
had to do shows where I've actually had to go to another location and you know, I did a show from a laundromat. That's
Jeez,
those are
because that's a
situations
quiet
that come up.
location.
I had to
That's
find a
quiet.
location fast, and that was the closest location, and that was where I went.
I mean, like a Starbucks didn't appeal to you? Or...
Yeah, well, no, that was like the closest thing. So
Oh, okay.
so we had lost the connection in a restaurant where I was doing a
hmm
show, and I just be like literally like 2 minutes before we were going on, had to jump in to another spot. And I'm over there sitting on top of washing machines, like big, huge washing machines, on top
Yeah.
of it, because that's where the only plug was to plug in.
Jeez.
And Ira is here, so let's bring him in.
Oh my gosh, really?
Did
Woo!
you
Here
ever
we
really
go.
doubt me?
This was just for, what is it? Suspense. Create suspense
Yep.
for our show.
Yes, of course. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to bring a sense of mystery to the show. Will he show up? Won't he show up?
Oh, we feel
Yeah,
that pretty
well,
often
you're
on the
here
show.
now. We haven't done anything yet, except for
hmm
have crazy stories already. But I will leave it to you two, and I will go off stage.
Awesome.
So
Thank you, Captain
enjoy the
Ron,
show.
as always.
Yay. Oh, there you go.
Well, hello. Now I wonder if you turn your device, will it go full screen? I don't know.
It
Or will
might.
you
Let's
just
see.
be okay?
I'm
All
working
right.
on a brand new phone and laptop. So
Nice.
it was like, oh, what could go wrong? Everything,
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong? Well, welcome. Welcome to the show. I am Becky, officially meeting you face to face for the first time.
Well, it's nice to
Welcome.
meet you face to face for the first time, Becky.
Yeah, that's right. Where are you at? New York? Is that
I
correct?
am in Long Island, New York.
Long Island, New York. Nice. And it looks sunny outside where you are. Is it so
It
warm there?
is, yeah. For it's nice and it's in the 50s. But I know you're in Edmonton.
I'm in Edmonton. Yes, this is my background today. Edmonton.
Yay!
Okay.
So when
It's
I
not
say
50s
things
for sure.
like, "Yeah, it's kind of cold today in the 40s," you just laugh at me.
Well, yeah, because that's warm. I can do the conversion, so I know what you're talking about when you say that. It's colder than the 40s here today. It was in the
Oh,
minuses, so lower than 32 for my American friends.
you know what? If you could just bear with me for one more second because I'm not getting you in my earpiece for some reason.
That is okay. I will do the intros here. So if you want to
Oh
watch
no,
our
and it took me
show,
right. I'm going to go without the earpiece because I would rather
it's
hear.
crusty. Yes,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Uh-oh. Now I can't hear
You
you.
cannot
What
hear.
happened
See,
here?
technical difficulties. It
Becky,
happens.
hold on.
It happens when we're live. It is what it
Hold on.
is. It's all good.
Hold on, Becky. Technical difficulties beyond our control.
Please stand by.
Please stand by. Do. So for everyone watching, this is Edmonton here. This is where I live. This is actually a really beautiful photo of it. I would say for the most part, Edmonton.
Connected, but it's not working.
This.
Oh well.
Oh well, I can hear you fine.
Oh no. Uh-oh, we're having another meltdown here.
Sounds like your new phone and new laptop are
There we go.
not loving it today.
No, it's not. It says that everything's connected, but
It's not. It happens.
sure. So, uh-oh. Okay, Becky, say something so I know you're there.
I am here. Can you hear me?
Yay. Now I hope we can continue. Okay. Why don't
Perfect.
we start a show?
Oh, why don't we start the show? Okay, that is the end. I declare no more technical difficulties today. We are done in the technical difficulty department. So you are watching our show. Check us out on YouTube at Rhode Island Broadcasting, on Twitch, RI_broadcasting, Facebook. You can just search up Rhode Island Broadcasting. And of course, come check us out on Patreon, where you can get yourself mugs and stickers and support our show at RI Broadcasting. So again, this is Ira, brand new to the show, Long Island, New York. This is what we know. Why don't you give like a 2-minute intro about yourself?
2 minutes. I don't know if you need that much of an intro. Let's see.
Give me a 30-second intro.
30 seconds. I can do that. Wait, hold on. I love to make people laugh. I've done stand-up. I've done improv. I've been on radio. I've even been in a couple of indie movies. I love podcasting.
Oh, cool.
I fell into this a while back, and I've been doing it. I have a podcast called Circling the Drain Podcast, where it's similar to this. All we do is we take stories and we laugh at them. Why? Because life's hard sometimes.
Sounds awesome.
More about me. I'm a single
Yes,
dad.
please.
My daughter is now 23 and out of the house, so I did my job. Yay.
Oh, wow. Good for you.
And other than that, I love wrestling. I love sports. I love love. Okay. Did I get it in 30
So when you
seconds?
say wrestling, yes, you did. When you say wrestling, you mean like WWE?
I do, yeah.
We just watched that Vince McMahon documentary the other
Oh,
night.
I saw that
It
too.
was good, but like, yikes. No surprise though.
You were surprised?
No surprise.
Oh, no surprises. So that
Yeah.
means that you are a fan of the product.
Well, growing up for sure. I don't know about as an adult woman if I'm
No.
a fan, but like growing up, it was the Hart, like Brett and Owen, and it was Shawn Michaels, and I'm trying to think now. Hulk was always there. British Bulldog, Jake the Snake, Undertaker, things like that. And I loved it when I was a kid.
Oh, that I know that era. Yeah, pardon. That era also. As I make an error saying era.
Yeah.
But I just love it. To me, it's a male soap opera. And to the people who say,
Totally.
well, it's all fake. When you watch a movie, do you know the ending? I don't know the ending when I'm watching.
Are
a
those
match.
people acting, or is that live TV? No, it's also fake. Yeah, it's
Exactly.
It's theater. It's theater.
See,
Well,
there
it
we
was
go.
it was interesting when I was watching that documentary when they were saying, you know, so many people say it's fake, but like the sportsmanship and the athleticism that has to go into it to actually pull off some of those moves. I mean, some of these guys are jumping from 10 feet in the air on a, you know, bouncy but hard surface.
Yep.
Or they're being hit with metal chairs. Like, I think sometimes these are real injuries that they're experiencing. Yeah, there's some showmanship to
Absolutely.
it, but yeah, there's some serious athleticism that goes into being a professional wrestler. And I mean, these guys have great bodies. They're working out. They're in that gym 5 hours a day.
I used to drag my daughter in, and she has no interest in it whatsoever. But I would bring her in and go, okay, do you see this guy who's climbing the ladder? He knows he's about to jump 20 feet onto a person, onto a table.
Yeah, onto
And
a
yet
table.
there's no
Exactly.
fear.
No.
So, I mean, to me, it's acting, stuntman.
Mhm.
You know, I love it. You can not love it. It's up to
Yeah. There's just something like pageant like about it. It's pageantry. It's over the top and it's fun.
you. Yes.
I like that.
I like that you get it. Yay.
I do get it. Like I said, I don't watch it now, but it was funny because my daughter, I have a 12-year-old daughter, and she was watching the documentary just for a little bit, trying to avoid going to bed. And they go to Triple H as like an interview. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's this guy. And I was really can't see, but I was doing this because for some reason we do that in my house. Like it's appropriate to do that for children, but I don't know. It's funny. It's like if they say something like absurd, like, can you drive me to school today when, you know, we live close, they can walk. And we're like, So
Do you
yeah, I
give
was like,
them
that's
the
that guy.
in my day speech? We walk to school both ways, uphill in the snow.
Right? No, I don't give her that because I didn't. But I rode that bus every day. And the girls, I don't know, I've got two daughters. Neither of them like to ride the bus, but oh well, too bad, so sad. School's a lot easier now than what it used to be. I think it's very lenient. My kids have missed so much school. They do every year because, like, since COVID, I don't know, you made them miss school. So now I don't feel bad, like, once a week if they want to stay home and just chill. Like, that's how I feel.
I agree. I totally agree with you.
Yeah. Anyway, we could totally go down the rabbit hole here.
Oh, I'm sure we will eventually.
New York was a nasty place for COVID from what I saw in the news, just their thoughts.
Oh, you were just here?
No.
Oh.
Just on the news.
So
I wish I was just there.
Well, come on down. I'll take you around. No problem.
Right? Well, I was telling Ron, I've been to New York State. I grew up near Toronto. As a child, all my family was back there, and then we moved to Alberta. But my dad's a huge Buffalo Bills fan, so I've definitely been to Buffalo a couple times. I've never been to New York. Yes, I've never been to Long Island. Never been to New York. Never been to Jersey. Like I've never been to anything, more notable than Buffalo.
Yeah, well, now you have a reason to come down. You have a tour guide, so
totally. I know. I need to go to Rhode Island, see Ron. I need to go like Florida, see Mike, who used to be on the show. I need to come.
Hey, you don't need to go to Florida. Trust me.
See, and as a Canadian, Florida looks awesome. Yes, hurricanes suck. Yes, gators suck. I don't know. It looks hot all the time, which sounds awesome since it's snowing here.
And you know what? There's Disney and Universal Studios, and I'm sure your kids would love that.
Yes, I know. We're planning to take my kids to Universal next year.
Oh,
but
yes.
Probably California just because it's easier to get to. So we'll see. Okay. Well, anyways, I see that Ron has put on the banners on the bottom. That's my cue to start the show. Let me pull up my notes. Okay, this one's an interesting story, and maybe you've heard this more because this is in the States. But McDonald's has been hit with an E. coli lawsuit.
Yep.
Now, this comes shortly after an E. coli outbreak earlier in this month. Now, because classic Americans, there's a lawsuit against McDonald's for this. And I say classic Americans, it is not the same culture here in Canada. People aren't suing each other for nonsensory. I don't know.
You mean you have common sense?
Yeah, like I'm watching a lawyer show right now, and I know it's fiction, but
yeah,
these people are suing each other for everything. They're like, I need a lawyer, I need this. Like people obviously just have all kinds of money to drop on lawyers. I personally can't afford $400 an hour, so I don't know. We don't sue people nearly like the Americans sue people.
I wish we were more like you in that way.
I've heard that Alberta, where I am, is more so inclined to do it, but I don't know. I've never even been in a situation where I needed to sue somebody.
I actually have been, and I was actually told by the police I needed to sue this person.
Really?
It wasn't a fact of, well, you can sue this person. They actually said, no, you need to sue this person.
And did you win?
Yeah, we won.
Okay. Well,
I don't want to get into it because it's a little gruesome, a little too early for show one.
That's right. Well, show 3, I'll be waiting for it. The third date rule. Okay, so back to it. So McDonald's has had this E. coli breakout, and it's been linked to specifically their quarter pounders. I'm not sure what about the quarter pounder because I feel like mostly the same ingredients go on every burger.
No, the only difference was it turned out it was the slivered onions.
Yeah, that's what I heard, that it's the
Yeah.
slivered onions. But do they not put slivered onions on other burgers?
No, it's everything else is, which is weird to me because they have, like you said, it's the same ingredients.
Mhm.
On other burgers,
Mhm.
it's like really cut up, little tiny pieces of
Right.
onion.
Yeah, yeah.
But on the you could tell I eat enough of it that
America.
And but on the quarter pounder, they actually have like half moon shaped
Chunks. Okay.
slivered onions,
Mhm.
and apparently that was the problem.
But tell me, if it's the same stock of onions, one is a half moon shape and one is chopped up really small, does the E. coli still not live there?
I don't know. All I can guess, and again, this is a guess,
Mhm.
is that there's obviously a machine chopping everything up. You know,
Mhm.
and then it's delivered, packaged, and delivered.
Oh yeah,
to the
nothing
restaurant.
is prepped at the restaurant.
Yeah. So yes, and then it's up to the chef to put everything together.
Oh,
because
the chef de
McDonald's, of course,
cuisine at McDonald's, Colorado.
yes, the McChef puts everything together.
McChef, that's right. Michelin star McChef. Ronnie
Well, I'm
says
guessing
he
it probably
believes they
has
use
something
different
to do
onions.
with that machine.
Okay, interesting. So I guess there is a food safety law firm, which blows my mind that there is a law firm for that specifically.
Yes.
And yet it doesn't blow my mind because it's America. Food safety law firm Ron Simon and Associates are based out of Texas. They're representing a man named Eric Stelly. He's from Colorado. He purchased a quarter pounder on October 4th, and then 2 days later started experiencing gastrointestinal symptoms, nausea, cramps, dehydration, bloody stools. Pardon me. That one blows my mind. But it says that this lawsuit is coming, days after the CDC linked McDonald's to this E. coli outbreak, and like we said, specifically the quarter pounders. It's made 50 people sick so far. One death. You would think that family would be suing. Yeah, not the guy that's shit and blood, but like the person who died's family, you would think they would be.
Not the prize. Yeah, not the prize you want in that Happy Meal. No.
Yeah, no, certainly not. And it says that they believe that there's going to be a lot more people coming forward. Although, I mean, at this point, if you haven't already, why haven't you? But anyway, McDonald's has pulled the quarter pounder from Colorado, Kansas, Utah, Wyoming, and some parts of Idaho, Iowa, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Mexico, and Oklahoma. So 10 different states were apparently affected by this bad batch. So I wanted to know more about E. coli because I don't know anything about it. You hear stuff being recalled all the time because of E. coli. It's usually lettuce, things like that. But it's just an infection caused by bacteria. It spreads through contact from infected people, animals, surfaces, foods. And this bacteria is actually produced in the guts of a healthy intestine. And it's normally pretty harmless to people, but there are some strains that can cause damage. It says that healthy adults usually recover within a week of having it. So, you get what you would think is like the flu, kind of some fluies. I'm just thinking you get some diarrhea and then, you go about your day. But it says healthy adults recover quite quickly. So I'm wondering, dude, that's suing. Like, was he immune compromised? But if you're immune compromised, why the heck are you eating at McDonald's? Hey, you know that's not quality food.
Exactly. I mean, and that guy was like 1 out of 10,000, I'm guessing, because
I'm sure.
How many people does it say how many people are like going to sue other than?
No, it doesn't say that. I'm guessing that Ron something and Associates, what was their name here?
Yeah.
Ron Simon and Associates is probably hunting down people because then you're going to have like a much bigger lawsuit, a class action lawsuit against McDonald's for getting diarrhea. But I mean, like, realistically, who doesn't get diarrhea from McDonald's?
Exactly. I mean, you know what you're looking at. Bloody stool. I mean, look, you can go to any fast food. That's the prize at the end.
Listen, Taco Bell gets hate on all the time for making people sick. And like, I think that's just par for the course. Like, if you're going to eat at a fast food establishment who uses not quality ingredients by any means, like, expect that you're going to have some GI upsets, okay?
I'm with you on that.
Our guts aren't made to handle this kind of food. But
As
anyway,
a matter of fact, I don't
go
even
on.
know if you have that, but down here in the States, now I'm going to say down here, Wendy's and Burger King also pulled all their onions
Oh, really?
off of their burgers just to make sure.
Interesting. Yeah, we do have both of those. I love Wendy's. Wendy's is so good.
Oh, Wendy's is the best.
So good. Do you guys have A&W down there?
We do, but they're kind of closing.
Oh, okay. So A&W is quite popular up here. It is a Canadian franchise, but they use fairly quality ingredients. Like they pride themselves on using beef that it has no antibiotics and hormones and things like that in it.
Or
So,
Listeria or E. coli.
That's right. That's right. They want to make sure that when they pick the produce to go on their burgers, that it doesn't have E. coli in it. So we value that. But I mean, how do you know, honestly? It says that contaminated food is the most common way to catch E. coli, specifically ground beef, unpasteurized milk, and fresh produce, more specifically spinach and lettuce. So I'm actually shocked that it's the onions.
Yeah.
It says that the produce, because runoff from cattle farms contaminate the fields. So I guess that makes sense. Milk, because bacteria in cows' udders, and if it's unpasteurized. Now, that being said, I'm super crunchy. I would rather have unpasteurized than pasteurized, but I mean, it's illegal in Canada. So
what I was going to say, what does that taste like?
It tastes the same, just creamier.
Really?
Less bleached. That's what it tastes like. Less processed.
But it is a cow.
It is definitely illegal in Canada. It's like drugs here. Well, drugs, no problem in Canada. Unpasteurized milk, jail.
That's a no-no. Okay.
Yeah, that's a no-no. And then finally the ground beef, because when the beef or when the cattle is slaughtered, the bacteria from their intestines could get mixed in. And it's also saying that ground beef is not actually just ground beef. It's a mix of a bunch of animals. So when you're starting to mix everything, your chances are higher. But yeah, it's pretty nasty. But the other thing I thought was interesting with this, it says that E. coli symptoms usually show up 3 to 4 days later. It can be as early as 1 day, it can be as late as 1 week, but generally speaking, 3 to 4 days. But this guy with the lawsuit says 2 days. And it says that the peak time of the year to get E. coli is June to September.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe because it's hot. You know, I'm thinking like polio days, and then they got like proper sanitation and the polio numbers started to disappear. Like I think in the heat, everything gets a little rancid, right?
So people are sweating all over their tomatoes, and then we get
maybe sick. Not washing their hands, things like that. But yeah, but dude got it in October. So it's not that he's like so far out of the range. I just think it seems a little suspect to me.
Yeah, I mean, how does he know it was the McDonald's?
Well, that's just it. Okay, listen, if you ate at McDonald's, who's to say you didn't go to Wendy's or Burger King that day, or you ate at home, but you bought ground beef from the grocery store? Yep. How can they pinpoint it specifically? Unless dude was fasting for a week prior and he just happened to eat a quarter pounder and then went back to fasting. I think it's sort of negligent, but I mean, these are these frivolous kind of lawsuits, right? Like, oh no, it's definitely. And not saying like I love McDonald's, I don't love any really corporation. However, you know, you're suing this place who can afford it. Okay, they can afford it.
Oh yeah.
But they are suing this place, and then you're having tons of food waste now because, you know, they're having to pull all of this stuff from their shelves. I don't know.
Well, I can't say it's going to waste because it's contaminated, and who's going to eat raw onions anyway?
But is it though? Do they know? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, this is on the heels of Boar's Head Meats. They had an outbreak a while back, and then there was a waffle company who had a recall.
Yeah, I saw that in Canada. It's a Canadian one. PC.
Oh, was the Canadian? I don't remember.
President's Choice and No Name. At least we may have also got one. I got an email yesterday saying President's Choice and No Name, which is from the same store. They had a recall on frozen waffles because of listeria, I think. Crazy. How does this happen?
So basically, we can't trust anything. We're all going to get sick eventually, and there we go.
Listen, I don't mind a good clean out here and there, but like I don't want to be bleeding or anything. So I don't know. Anyway, we're really getting to know each other today. Diarrhea really unites people.
Oh, come on. What's a little phone between friends? Come on.
Yes, that's right. Okay, let's get into yours. Vacuums. Vacuums hurling insults. What on earth?
Yeah, well, it's spooky season, so
Yes,
it
it
sounds like a B kind of horror movie.
is. Mm-hmm. B,
But
C,
actually,
D, maybe.
say that again. I'm sorry.
More like a D horror
A D
movie.
rated. Okay, I'll give you
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
There is in the U.S. Their homemakers were shocked. There's a Chinese-made robot vacuum. We all know, like the Roomba
Right.
kind of thing. Apparently, you can hijack it via the app. So they have
Pardon
an app.
me. Wow.
And what had happened is this is the Evax Dbot X2S. Have to be specific on that, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It's manufactured in China and sold in American cities. Well, there's a Minnesota lawyer, again, a lawyer in the U.S. wanting to make money. Hey, why not?
Of course there is. Of course.
He was watching TV and his vacuum started to emit a sound, and it sounded like a muffled voice at first.
Ew, no.
I know. It just like comes up to you while
Terrifying.
you're watching TV.
Terrifying.
Can I help you, sir? That would be fine, by the way, if it said that.
Yes.
He went on the app because it wasn't running its normal pattern. And he
Mhm.
discovered somebody actually took over. There was somebody else's name.
No.
So he changed the password.
Mhm.
And that
as
worked.
you
It
would.
stopped. And that was it.
Mhm.
But like any good D horror movie, as you said before,
He came back.
dun, 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 he returns.
No.
This time, he was pissed. So,
Yeah, how dare you shut me out? Me creeping your vacuum.
well, this vacuum, he had no filter. Get it? No filter vacuum.
Of
Got
course, huh?
Okay. He was a dirty boy, and he started screaming the F word at the guy.
Wow.
Then he started screaming the N word at the guy.
No.
Yeah, over and over again. His family, of course, gathered around. He has 2 small children, and this thing has a camera, so it would turn toward each member of the family.
No.
F you, and you, whatever, and just keep insulting them. Of course, let's see. He pulled the switch on the whole thing because there is a way to shut it down.
Yeah, of course.
Now, in a real horror movie, it would have been great if it just, I turned it off. We're safe now. And then boom, the lights go back on.
Yeah, they burned it and then it was back in their living room after the bonfire.
Course.
Yeah.
I wonder, you just take out a gun and shoot it then. It's possessed.
That's right.
And this was not the only one that it happened to. It happened in El Paso, Texas, where, again, it started yelling racial epithets at the owner one night. He again pulled the plug. It didn't happen. And it happened again to somebody else. And they found out that there is a flaw in the design that I think, you can find out where it can be hacked so you can take control of it. And via the camera, you can see everything. So imagine you're just going about your day and you're walking around like, I'm going to take a shower and I'm going to go, I got to grab whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And you come out in your house alone and this camera is following you.
No, absolutely not. And there's a camera in it. What is the purpose of there being a camera in it?
I don't know. I'm guessing that it has some sort of sensor so that if it hits a wall,
right?
I'm guessing. I have no idea.
Like you were asking for trouble when you have a camera in this product. Like it's bad enough I'm on my phone and they can see me naked all the time, right? Or I'm, getting ready in front of my computer. But like your camera on your vacuum, you think you're safe.
Yeah, I mean,
but you're not.
Think of it. There is almost nowhere where you can hide. You go outside your house, there's Ring doorbells everywhere.
That's right.
Inside your house, everything now has AI. Let's face it, now that we've talked about E. coli, I am 90% sure the second I turn on Facebook, I'm going to be finding like, do you want to sue because you have E. coli?
Yeah. I'm just going to go eat at McDonald's today. I'm just going to pray for diarrhea. And then I'm going to call Ron Simon and Associates in Texas. I don't know if they take Canadian cases, but I mean, I could use the money for sure.
Yeah. Have you eaten at McDonald's recently? Call Ron Simons.
Yes.
We'll get you paid.
That's right. You could be, how do they say it? You could be something to compensation. I know this commercials from when I would watch American TV. Entitled to compensation. That's what it is.
Oh my God, yes. Welcome to, have you slipped and fallen at work? Call whoever. It's amazing. I'm glad to hear that you don't have that there. Maybe I have to move to Canada.
It is not like that. Watching commercials in the States is so much different than watching commercials in Canada. Ours are things like toys and cars and things like that. Yeah, there is some medication. But it's not like when you go down there, it's like lawyer, some sort of cheap insurance, medication, peddling like tons of medication, politics.
Don't forget beer.
And beer. I mean, we're Canadian. We love our beer.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We've got a lot of beer ads, but
you have better beer.
Yes, this is true. We have stronger beer. But I don't know. There's some good ones out there. Yeah, Molson Canadian. That's right, Ron. Yeah, that's crazy. The vacuum. Like this reminds me of baby monitors, the two-way ones, where people can patch into that. Like that's terrifying.
When you hear next door what's going on over there, those things
or people talking to your kids. Well, it's these two-way ones that are the problem. Like the one-way ones, like I had that with my kids. I never had any issues, but my kids are a bit older, so these newer technology ones, these Bluetooth ones, or the ones with cameras and things like that, people can patch in. Yes, Ron, would you like to play a game? That's exactly it. It's Jigsaw on the other end of your screen watching.
Well, I mean, we are all heading toward Terminator. There's no way around it.
Yeah.
Everything has AI. And the weirdest thing, I saw a story where, probably bring it up at some point, pardon me, where they are manufacturing helpers in the house, like a robot butler or maid, but they say, oh, by the way, ours, we're making them super sexy. And I'm like,
oh, super sexy.
So what do you need that for? I mean, they are trying to now get humans pretty much to mate with robots, and instead of AI, they dominate us, and Terminator comes back. We've all seen it.
Yeah, literally. There's so many movies about this. Do you think that it was just some guy living in a fantasy world and wrote it? No, this is called predictive programming. It's preparing us.
It's like when you hear the stories of, hey, you know what? We found a mosquito from the Jurassic era.
Yes.
And I think we can bring back dinosaurs. We should do that. There are movies telling us now.
That's right. Did nobody watch Jurassic Park 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Like, did nobody watch these? That's right. Ron says iRobot. So I was in high school when iRobot came out, and I remember I remember smoking a whole bunch of weed with my brother and a friend, and we went there and we watched this movie, and we were like too high to watch a movie, and we were like, oh my God. We all end up falling asleep, burnt out, and then the end of the movie happens. So we're leaving. It's late. It's like midnight, walking through West Edmonton Mall, and the first store we see has all these mannequins that were identical to the robots, and the three of us were like, oh no. Like, I remember being so scared of that. And so since then, I mean, that was 20 plus years ago. I don't watch these like robots taking over movies ever since then.
You don't have to. They're coming to a house near you.
Absolutely not. I mean, well,
don't buy a Roomba. You'll be fine for now.
I just don't buy a Roomba because we have dogs. So if they happen to go on the floor and the Roomba runs it over, I mean.
That dirty mother buster. There we go.
That's right. Crazy. Well, that is very interesting. Don't buy Roomba, everybody. That's just the moral of today's story. Okay, in other like less terrifying news here, Lonely Planet has come out with their top travel destinations for 2025.
Yes.
And it's kind of an interesting list here. So there's no particular order, but Toulouse, France. I actually had a nanny for my kids from Toulouse, France when they were little. Pondicherry, India. Bansko, Bulgaria. And I don't know what they base this list on. I didn't read it. I just saw the list and I thought this is cool. We should talk about this.
Well, from hearing that, I'm sounding like whoever paid the most to get their town in there, because other than France, I've never heard of any of them.
Yeah, right. I mean, they must be nice. Lonely Planet's not like a, like a nobody in the travel world. So I know Chiang Mai, Thailand. I know a lot of people have been there. They love it. Genoa, Italy.
Oh, okay.
This one's interesting. Pittsburgh, USA. Why? I don't know. I wish Rick was on the show. He could talk about it.
It's a beautiful city, but
is it?
I don't know. What are you going to do there, though?
Yeah, literally. Osaka, Japan. This makes sense. Places like this are beautiful. I don't know how to say this. I'm going to butcher it. Curitiba, Brazil. Anywhere in Brazil is probably pretty amazing. Palma de Mallorca, Spain. Yes, that makes sense.
Yes.
And the last one on the list is Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Right here. So
so you are now the tourism board. What do we do when we visit Edmonton?
Okay, so Edmonton in the summer is actually pretty cool. They have tons of festivals, lots of food. Like my favorite festival is called Heritage Days, where they will have the societies from different countries that are here. Like everywhere has like the Italian society or the Polish or whatever. They have like 200 different vendors from these different countries set up booths. So one booth is food and one booth is like goods, things sort of native to there. And it's like a huge festival. It lasts for 3 days. And that one is pretty cool. The River Valley, you can kind of see here. Let me try and get out of the way here. So sort of in this treat area here there's a river that
if you look on
is
this
in between
map,
them.
you'll see.
Yes, between the buildings here, there is a big river. It's the River Valley. It's very beautiful. There's a lot of events and things happening down there. So Edmonton is cool. Of course, we have the biggest mall in Canada. Was once the biggest mall in the world, but Mall of America keeps beating us, and I think now a Japanese mall has beat us as well. But yeah, it's hot in the summer. It's obviously cold in the winter, but if you're a cold person, we have tons of skiing, snowboarding, winter sports. Oh, do you?
I do.
Skating, lots of skating. Hockey is huge here, obviously. So yeah, there is a lot to do in Edmonton. Now, I saw it posted in a Edmonton Instagram group I'm in, and people were like, no, they must have got this list wrong. I live in Edmonton. Gross. So
oh wow.
Yes. The Skate with Connor festival. No, Connor got injured last night, so I guess that's not happening.
Oh, did he?
Apparently.
Okay.
So my husband told me. I don't know.
So you're not the hockey fan, okay?
Like I'm a bandwagon hockey fan. I'm not like a throughout the year hockey fan. It just takes up a lot of our time. Yeah, the Wayne Gretzky, he does not live here now. He got himself somewhere warmer. Smart guy.
I have an autographed Wayne Gretzky hockey stick.
Oh, wow. That's major memorabilia.
The last day of his professional career, my father worked at Madison Square Garden.
Oh, cool.
And apparently Wayne pulled into the parking garage, like all the employees who were there, just popped his trunk and said, everybody gather around, and just started signing and giving out stuff.
Wow, what a beauty. Because he was at the Rangers then, right?
He was on the Rangers then,
right.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So there you go. But I want
That's awesome.
Back to the list. There's one place that you mentioned that I'm actually surprised about.
Okay.
And again, you said you don't know the parameters of how they chose these places.
No.
But where was it in Brazil? Do you have that?
It is called Curitiba, Curitiba. It's probably absolutely gorgeous.
Now, the only thing I know about Brazil is Carnival. I mean, So I don't even know where it is. It's just there. But everybody I've ever heard who has gone to Brazil, they tell you the same story, which is, okay, when you go there, when you get mugged, not if.
When you get mugged.
When you get mugged, please carry with you a fake wallet and a fake phone so you have something to give to the mugger that you can give to them. So how did that make the list?
Yeah,
There's no safety parameters?
I mean, I don't know. I pulled up their website here, and I'm trying to see what it was, but I don't know. It says, well, let me go to that one here and see. So
Okay.
Chiang Mai.
And by the way, anybody in Brazil who is actually watching, why don't you tell us why we're wrong or why we're right?
Yeah, that's right. Tell us why. You know, it doesn't give a breakdown. It gave a breakdown of like the top ones.
Yeah.
You know, but train
Go to Brazil.
hopping.
Don't ask. Don't ask. No.
It says that train hopping is the top travel trend identified by Lonely Planet. So it's a book, I guess. They want you to buy the book. It's $20 on their website.
Aww.
So I'm not doing that.
No.
But anyway, Edmonton, I'd love to hear what they think about Edmonton. Like I said, it's pretty cool in the summer. Like it gets hot, you know, between 25 and 30. So that's about 80 to 90 in the summer. So, I mean, it gets warm for sure. Granted, the winter is like 9,000 degrees colder than that. So, you know, I'm just shocked.
Today, it's just don't go outside. You can't take it. No.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, today is going to be 4 degrees. So if I double that, that's 8. I add 30. So that's about 38 degrees today. That's pretty chilly. Of course, my kids are just in hoodies. They're not in jackets. So as they would be, you know, their
children
kids
do not feel the cold.
No, they don't feel the cold at all. They want to wear Crocs and they want to wear Birkenstocks to school. And I'm like, there's literally snow on the rooftops and like on the grass, but okay.
And then they give you, but Mom, I'm going from indoors. I'm outdoors for a second to get on a bus. I'm outdoors for a second, then I'm in school. It's heated. I'm fine.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Except they wander around all lunch hour in the cold. So whatever. They're going to learn by freezing one day. That's their thing. So
did your parents tell you that?
Yeah, of course they did. They still
do. Did you listen?
No. Well, I don't know. I feel like I would have been beaten if I didn't. So like I'm a lot more lax on my kids. But yeah, speaking of kids, both my kids are going trick-or-treating. They're 14 and 12, and I think it's too old. And it's funny that you have this topic. How old is too old to trick-or-treat? I definitely think the grade 9 is too old, but you tell me.
Well, that's just it. Well, that was going to be my first question is how old are your kids and are they trick-or-treating? So you got that right out of the way.
Yes. Because
there is a town in New Jersey, and they have decided for all of us, apparently, what this should be. It's in Cumberland County. They have a suggested age limit of 12 years old. So one of your kids is allowed to go, the other one is not. Now, you say, well, what happens if my 13-year-old and up decides to go? They're actually going to be ticketed. You're going to have
Pardon me. How do they know?
Yeah, you know what? That's another thing. It doesn't say in here. How are they going to know? Are they going to walk up to kids and just go, okay, what year were you born?
Yeah,
and,
show me your identification. What identification? I'm 12.
Yeah, you can't even get them to wear a coat. How are they going to bring
literally? My kid won't even bring her key, and she gets locked out of the house all the time, as if she's going to bring her ID, which she has, and she has lost. So,
well, again, because she is a child.
Exactly.
What are they going to be, by the way? What is the 12-year-old is going?
Soldier Boy, the rapper from when I was a teenager. I don't understand. It's so stupid. It's very in right now. She was going to be Lego Batman, which I thought was cute. We like bought everything for the costume. Then all of a sudden, I'm Soldier Boy, and I was like, I'm sorry, the rapper? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. And then the other one is going as one of the aliens from Toy Story. The claw.
Oh, does she have 2 friends who are doing the same?
Of course she does.
Oh, there we go. I love that.
Children of today have no personality of their own. It's a shared TikTok. It's the hive mind is what it is now.
You would think they would be more creative because of that.
I know. They're not even a little bit.
Well, anyway, children 14 and older are allowed to chaperone younger kids, but they cannot approach the house. So you have to pretend to be the parent and stay there.
That's twisted.
I wonder if you could hire a kid then.
Right, just to get you a bag of candy.
This is what we're going to do. We're going to split it because if not, you're going to get a different kind of candy.
I'm going to hire a diabetic kid. You're not allowed this candy, but you can go out trick-or-treating and then I will trade you for, I don't know, insulin.
I love that idea. Let's see. Anyone under the age of 16 must be with a legal adult. That way, a driving age is what they're saying. You can't wander around town. I like that. Wander around town. You just you're going door to door. You can't go out after 8 p.m. And this is another strange fact. They said this is going to take place from October 29th to the 31st. Has anybody ever come to your door the day before, the day after Halloween?
Absolutely not. No. If they did, I'd be like, what are you doing here? Get out of here.
I was sick,
So
so I
weird.
didn't have any candy. You got
That's
any
weird.
leftovers?
I mean, just go to the store, buy it's $7 now. It's on sale.
Thank you. Especially the day after. Come on.
Yeah,
That's
literally.
what they do.
Weird.
If you're wondering, the fine is $200.
That's rude. Nobody can afford that these days.
So if your kid goes out and dresses as a ghost and they come back and they go, cops got me, Mom, $200 ticket. What are you saying to that?
That's what I say. Rip it up.
You also have to do community service.
No.
The parent and the child. Apparently child labor laws don't matter. And now several other towns are following suit and setting age limits for trick-or-treating.
This is nonsense. This is like the town in Footloose is what this is.
Except for one day. Yeah, I'm guessing like no Halloween decorations on the houses.
Right.
I would snicker at that law. Because
what county did you say it was?
This is in, let's see. I'm going to screw it. Pennsatucket,
New Jersey.
Pennsatucket,
Okay,
in New Jersey.
It sounds like a town of Karens. Every Karen has her little bob haircut, and she's like, "You're 13. You can't have candy. I know your mom." Yeah.
And if that doesn't work, you ask to speak to the manager. So
yeah, exactly. What a hot mess that is. I feel bad for the kids that live in that town.
Now, let's see. You have the kids, and they're still trick or treating, but there are stages of this. I mean, when they were little, do you remember? Like you were able to pick out their costumes because they were like,
right.
2, and
right.
you could do whatever, and you would like carry them or roll them. Remember the cute times when they couldn't even say, it was like twinkle tweet.
Yeah, exactly.
And you were so proud, and you go, now what do you say to the family?
Thank you. Yeah.
See, I mean, those are the good times, and then it gets to, you're a little past this now, where they come to you and change their idea every day.
Yes.
And like you said, yours just changed her idea, but you weren't actually going out and getting the costume, right?
I had already gotten her Lego costume, a good chunk of it.
Oh my God, you had already gotten it, and then she changed her mind? So money doesn't matter. Your mom.
So her dad bought it now. I'm like, I'm not replacing this costume. You got one. No, thank you.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So then if this law takes effect, I mean, if it becomes a thing, then, okay, your 12-year-old would be fine. So then the next step is I'm guessing like Halloween parties. So let's send your kid out. In your case, you have 14. So she's too old to trick or treat according to Pennsylvania here.
That's right.
And would you want her then, okay, well, Mom, I can't trick or treat. I'm going to go to a party with a bunch of high school kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see how that turns out.
Yeah, no. Absolutely not.
So I'm assuming you're at the stage I am because your kids are old enough to go out by themselves. So you're at the I'm going to be at the door handing out candy stage.
I'm not even doing that. Honestly, I don't like kids enough to do that. Plus, I have 3 dogs and I live in a split level. So the front door, you walk in and it's stairs up, stairs down. There's nowhere for me to sit and hang out. It's like I'm constantly, K-dogs, stop freaking out. Okay, I'm going to go down the stairs. No, it's too much. I was thinking of maybe putting candy out front, but then I thought too, my dogs are still going to freak out. So I'm going to turn off my light.
You got to put up a big sign that just says, no candy, leave me alone.
Yeah. Sorry, we have dogs. They're very loud and annoying. So
I have the one and she is, anybody comes to the window, it's over.
I've got a German Shepherd and 2 Chihuahuas, so it's like constant barking around here. So
You have German Shepherd and
Yeah.
little tiny.
yeah, 105-pound German Shepherd, 9-pound Chihuahua. Then my other Chihuahua is a mix, but she's about 15-ish pounds. So
Oh,
yeah,
I love dogs.
yeah,
I just
me
have
too.
my mutt. She's 13 years old,
Aw.
and I had to close the door so she wouldn't walk in and go, "Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are
Yeah,
you doing?"
mine too. Mine like to be sitting right at my feet, but then any noise and they're barking. And when we do the show, it's right when my kids leave for school. So they're hiding right now. Sometimes I have to give my dog, the German Shepherd, some anxiety meds so that he's not being a psycho while I'm recording.
Does
So
that work?
yeah, oh yeah, he's high as a kite.
July 4th around here, I just
Oh,
read. I mean,
I can imagine.
oh my God. And
My
then, of
dog
course,
too.
it's not just July 4th, it's the
New
week.
Year's and the whole week of July 4th, I'm sure.
Can't handle it.
Random
Cannot handle that.
random camping people. And yeah, it's like every time we go camping, it's usually on long weekends. Someone's shooting off fireworks for sure. My dog does not love it.
And
Run
no one
all
understands
June.
but us.
That's right. Us dog owners. My parents' dog actually got away July 1st. That's our Canada Day.
Oh, no.
She ran away because she was terrified and she was lost for like 2 days. And when they found her, she had like barbed wire cuts on her. Her paws were burnt because it was so hot. Yeah, it was horrible. All because of Canada Day. So,
I'm trying to think of like, because when we do stuff on the podcast, on my podcast,
Mhm.
I always end up lapsing into some sort of accent. And when it's Canada, it's and I'm sorry and
do you think I sound like that?
You sound nothing like that. And
All right, woo.
I'm sort of half happy and half sad because I would have loved to have heard it.
I think it's more eastern end of Canada who sounds like that. Like I'm from Ontario, but I've lived in Alberta since I was 7. So, I have mostly an Alberta dialect. Alberta dialect is like redneck more so.
Really?
Yes. I'll send you videos if I come across them on Facebook. Ontario, that's where you hear more like a boot and sorry. And I say a, of course, a and hey. I say that everyone does. We all apologize for everything, but it's
I'm
just
sorry.
sorry, not sorry. So.
Now, do you have now? It's got to be a thing. I don't know if it's across Canada, but Timmy Ho's is over Starbucks, right?
Yeah, I mean, I like both. I bounce back and forth between both of them.
Because that's taking over down here, and everyone's just like, "Oh, have you been to Timmy Ho's?"
Yeah, Tim's is your Dunkin's, right? And Starbucks is like a little fancier. Tim's like you're going for like a regular coffee. Now they're starting to bring in lattes and iced coffees and things like that. They have food as well, sandwiches. Actually, they got pretty good food, sandwiches and bagels. And it's probably just like Dunkin'. I've never been to Dunkin', so I don't know, but this is what I hear.
But what if you go there and you get Listeria or E. coli?
I don't know. I just have a week where it sucks and then I'm back at it because I have a pretty good immune system now. So
there we go.
I don't know. So Canadians, speaking of TV shows filmed in Canada, I thought this was a very interesting list. I had no idea. I will just go quickly because we've got about 5 minutes left of the show. Whoa, we are super zoomed in. Okay.
What happened?
Hey. I don't know. I'm just going to back that up here a little bit. Okay.
The robot took control.
That's right. Dropping F-bombs here right away. Okay, Riverdale, that revamp of like the Archie show, which was super weird, filmed in Vancouver. The Handmaid's Tale. Do you watch that one?
I don't. I know of it.
So good. So good. But that is from Toronto. And I guess Margaret Atwood, the author, she's also Canadian. I didn't realize that.
Oh.
The show Hannibal, it was filmed in both Toronto and Hamilton. Hamilton's kind of like a further out suburb of Toronto. Suits, even though it was set in New York City, is filmed in Toronto.
That I know,
so that's kind of cool. It must be cheaper or something to film in Canada. Like maybe that's why. Because it's not like Toronto's a less busy place. There's 3 million people that live there, but I don't know. I guess it's just cheaper. Your dollar goes a long way here. Supernatural, that was filmed in Vancouver.
Oh, love that.
Yeah. Once Upon a Time, I really like that one. That's that sort of weird Disney-ish
Yes, were the
Fantasy
real life
type.
Disney characters.
Yeah, that's in a place called Stevenston, BC. I don't even know where that is, but BC is absolutely beautiful. It's on the Pacific. Anybody who doesn't know Canadian geography, that is above Washington. Fear the Walking Dead, filmed in Vancouver as well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't either. Orphan Black, I'm not sure if you guys know that one down there.
No.
It's kind of like Black Mirror-ish, kind of.
Okay.
But that one's Toronto. Smallville,
We know.
yeah, was in Vancouver. And Lex Luthor's mansion was in a place called Colwood, BC. So that's like a real mansion. Like somebody actually lived there at one point. The Flash is also in Vancouver.
Oh.
You show The Flash. Arrow, do you know Arrow? I wasn't sure if that was a Canadian show too. Vancouver.
So all of that universe, DC universe
that's right.
stuff, I
that's
guess.
Right.
Yeah.
21 Jump Street. This is the old school, the actual TV show with Johnny
didn't know
Depp.
that.
Yeah, it was filmed in Vancouver. Yeah. X-Files, 5 seasons were filmed in Vancouver before they moved to, I think it was LA. Battlestar Galactica was filmed in Vancouver, and Burnaby's a suburb of Vancouver. I'm shocked by this. And finally, Fringe. My husband loves this show. The pilot was filmed in Toronto, and then the rest was in Vancouver. So
I think you're missing one, though.
Which one?
Schitt's Creek.
Well, I mean, Schitt's Creek is a Canadian show, so it makes sense that it was
so it's gotta be. I mean, that's the one thing that we knew, that it had to be in Canada.
I didn't know it was popular down there.
Oh, it was very popular.
Such a good show. Hilarious show.
I love that one.
You know which one I also think? I thought Yellowstone had some filming up here too, in Alberta, actually. But we do get a lot of movies filmed up in Alberta because, we have a lot of room here, a lot of country land here. So we do get a lot of films here, surprisingly. But definitely Vancouver and Toronto are your hubs, as any large city, your LA, your New York, the same kind of difference. But
yeah, they do that. Even in Long Island, they will come out and just, that's a pretty background, and shoot a bunch of B-roll, and it'll show up even though the show is supposed to be in Boston or wherever.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, well, let's get into our last one here since we are getting so close. 2 news and a lie.
2 news and a lie. It's based on the game. Everybody knows, I'm hoping. 2 truths and a lie.
That's right.
Right. Well, there were a bunch of just weird headlines. Okay. And I just said, I bet I could create one that would fit in well in there, and you wouldn't know which one. So I'm going to read you 3 headlines, and you're going to tell me which one you think is made up.
Okay.
So for the first one, we have: a woman was arrested after drowning her roommate's pet spider in soda.
Okay.
The next one is, where is it? There we go. A woman faces eviction because of her 3 emotional support parrots won't stop squawking.
Oh, gosh.
And let's see, where is the third one? I'm sorry. Here we go. Oh, let's see. Police arrest woman for getting her neighbor's Shih Tzu shit-faced.
Oh my gosh. And I'm supposed to pick which one is the lie?
You have to guess. Yeah, give me a reason why you would think one of those would be made up.
Well, first of all, these are all from Florida, I'm sure, because that's where you get the weirdest news. Or South Carolina.
You would love our show. We bash Florida constantly.
I love it. I am going to go with the Shih Tzu.
You're going to go with the Shih Tzu.
Just because it seems like something that someone would do. So the other 2 seem so obscure that they have to be true.
Well, let's see. Roommate came home to discover that her pet spider had been missing. Her roommate reached out and admitted that she had taken the spider and put her in a glass of ginger ale, drowning her. By the way, no reason. No reason whatsoever. I don't like spider. Here's a glass. Drown it.
I don't understand why anyone would have a pet spider, but I mean, it is still your pet. It's still a living animal. I don't think it needed to go that way.
Maybe he thought he was thirsty.
For ginger ale. Nothing like some carbonation for a spider.
Next one. A woman faces eviction from her Manhattan apartment over her 3 emotional support parrots squawking. She moved in 1999, and a neighbor just keeps complaining. They keep sending over police, and the police have never heard the parrots make a sound. There's just a Karen in the next door and doesn't care, which means you got that one right. I made up the one about the Shih Tzu being shit-faced.
Hilarious. That's so funny about the parrots, though. Since 99, she's lived there for 25 years. I
Exactly.
would also
Just
call,
because you know they're there doesn't mean that they are making noise.
but they probably are. If anyone's had a large bird, my friend growing up had a cockatoo, and this thing never shut up. It was horrible, and it would squawk. So you have 3 parrots, guaranteed they're making noise.
Did they teach the cockatoo to talk?
Kind of the odd word here and there, but it just squawked all the time. Oh yeah, birds. I agree, Ron. I hate pet birds too. They're gross.
Well, I have another one if you're up for it, if we have time.
Sure. Yeah, we got about a minute here.
Okay. Let's see. Pounds of meth left inside a returned rental car. A turtle was found by U.S. Coast Guard with millions of dollars of cocaine attached to it.
Oh my gosh.
Don't like that one? No? And a man busted trafficking heroin by plane. When he was asked where it came from, he blamed his dog.
Oh my God. I see there's a theme here.
I like to keep them as themes, yes.
I am going to go with, let's go with the turtle, just because I hope nobody did that.
Why? Just because you're hoping nobody did it, or any?
Yeah, just because I'm hoping, because like what a douche would do that for a poor little turtle.
Police are searching for a person who did leave 9 pounds of meth inside his rental vehital.
I'm sorry,
I don't think he's coming back to get that.
How do you forget that?
Do you have your wallet, your keys? Did you bring the meth? You didn't bring the meth.
Like, the one thing that I needed this rental car for, and I
oh my God! I even took out the extra insurance, and
that's right.
Didn't know. And unfortunately, a turtle had to be rescued by the U.S. Coast Guard after it became entangled in a rope that was attached to packages filled with millions of dollars of cocaine. The turtle was slightly chafed, but he's fine. Apparently, drug smugglers were being being investigated by the U.S. Coast Guard, and they just dropped it. And the turtle unfortunately found it, which means the one that's made up was the man busted for trafficking heroin blames his dog, which I can't believe that would happen too, but it didn't.
Yeah, right. Everything in Florida, am I right? Or South Carolina, like I said. A lot of news coming out of South Carolina. It's a weird one.
I'm glad to hear that you blame Florida as much as we blame Florida.
I just like pop culture. I think Florida is the perfect place, but I don't know. I like a little bit of color and excitement.
True. But I have to bring out another game sometime that we just call Sunshine State or Other Place, which is where I will read you a paragraph of some of the weirdest crap that's ever happened. And you can guess it either happened in Florida or anywhere else in the world.
Okay. That's hilarious. I should do one too. Find some weird Canadian stuff, because a lot of weird stuff goes down here as well.
I love it.
It's just not as publicized, I think. We're not quite on the world stage like you guys are, like Florida is. Yeah, that's right. Yes. And you're definitely more on the world stage, as this month progresses, as next month progresses, everyone's watching. So,
okay. So other than the technical difficulties, can you rate my performance today?
Oh, 10 out of 10.
Oh, yeah.
That's a delight. Yes. Come back with better performance.
Is that higher or lower then?
Yeah, that's 7 metric.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we are very thankful that you are on this show. You bring us a lot of experience, and we're super excited to have you here. So thank you for joining.
Thank you.
I don't know what your schedule is going to be. I don't know if you and I are going to be on together. I hope so. I like this banter. So we will see what Captain Ron has in his little dirty pockets there.
Hope.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow when Ron and Kenny are on the show.
Take care.
Bye.